More on the ceasefire deal. Let's bring in Nathan Sales, former ambassador at large and counterterrorism coordinator under the first Trump administration. Why now? Why is this ceasefire deal coming into effect just days before the Trump administration returns to office?
Well, John, I think you put your finger on it right there. I think there's two factors that led to this deal being concluded here at the 11th hour. The deal's been out there in the public domain for months and months, but something changed. And the two things that changed were, one, Donald Trump got reelected as president, and that sent an unmistakable signal to Israel and the rest of the world that we have Israel's back. And that makes it easier for Israel to take some risks. And there's risks with any deal you make with terrorist organizations. A deal with the devil is going to inevitably involve risks. But if the United States has Israel's back, Netanyahu and his government are prepared to do what's necessary to get their people back. And second of all, the second thing that's changed is Israel has subjected Hamas and its terrorist allies and its patrons in Iran to an unrelenting campaign of military pressure, eliminating leaders, eliminating foot soldiers. And Israel has been able to accomplish many of its war aims, enabling it to take steps now to wind down hostilities and get its people back.
We know that some of the hostages have been killed by Hamas, even seconds before they were supposed to be, or potentially could have been rescued. How do we know how many are actually remaining?
Well, we don't really know, John, and tomorrow is going to be an emotionally very difficult day for Israel as hostages start to come out, because we're going to find out about what's happened to them in those terror tunnels for the past 400-plus days. Some people have been killed, as you said, on the precipice of being rescued. The ones who survived were certainly brutalized and subjected to inhumane treatment by these Hamas savages. So this all goes to show the price that Israel is prepared to pay. There's a social compact in Israel. We will get you back, even if we have to pay an enormous price. And I think what we're going to see tomorrow is a reopening of the wounds of October 7th for Israel. As they celebrate the return of these hostages, they're also going to feel intense emotional turmoil over what has been taken from them.
Yeah, and the balance is not exactly equal. It's roughly 2,000 Hamas militants and arrestees who are going to be released in exchange for these first 33 hostages, right?
That's right. And these are the worst of the worst. Some of the people who will be released from Israeli prisons, I mean, let's be clear, these are not peaceful protesters or political prisoners. These are hardened terrorists in many cases, people who have been convicted before Israeli courts of committing murder and other crimes of violence. And so as they are returned to the battlefield, there's a real risk that they're going to do what terrorists always do, and that is pick up an AK-47 and hunt down Jews and Israelis. So I think Israel is going to keep an eye on these folks, and it's significant. They're not being sent to the West Bank. They're going to be sent, as we understand, into Gaza, a war zone. And so if they do something stupid and pick up a rifle, I'm sure the Israelis are going to be watching.
President Biden, in his farewell address, said that, well, he seemed to sort of take credit for this deal and said it was exactly the same terms that he had presented months ago. Is that accurate? And if so, why again is this deal coming to fruition so late in the Biden administration?
Well, President Biden may believe that, and some of the advisors around him, even they may believe it, but I don't think anybody in the Middle East thinks that the Biden administration should be spiking the football with this deal. It's clear to everybody in Israel, everybody in the Middle East, that Donald Trump's election and his threat to unleash hell on Hamas is what really created the momentum that enabled this deal to get done. So, ultimately, it doesn't matter who gets the credit. What matters is that Israel is going to get its people back. But there's something a little unseemly about President Biden smirking at the camera and asking if it's a joke that President Trump had a role here in bringing these hostages home.
Let's hope they all come home, whatever the number might be. Ambassador Nathan Sales, we appreciate your time. Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.